Hi everyone! Today we're going to go through the CRM module within WorkBook. It's a really great way to keep on top of all of your sales work, making sure you're not going to let anything slip through the cracks, as well as follow up on all of your pipelines and revenue coming into the company. The first of our sub-modules within the CRM is going to be My Activities, and these are the things that you as an individual are going to focus on, whether you're a sales manager, account manager, any sort of client-facing relations here. So you'll see here all of the activities that I need to follow up on. You can easily see if this is a client or a prospect by using the little icons here. So a green thumbs up means, of course, client. The red target means a prospect. Now, in this case, I've gone ahead and grouped by future activities and overdue activities. So you can see there's a lot of things that Barbara has to follow up on here. Now, by clicking into any one of these lines, I'm able to go ahead and review some more information on this resource below. So you'll notice first we have our basic resource information. This is things like the client or prospect name, resource group, address, very high-level information here. Next, we have our contacts, and of course, these are the individuals within your client or prospect that you want to follow up with, all of their pertinent contact information. And you can also, of course, open up the contact card. This is where you're going to edit that information, as well as put in any pertinent interest codes. Now, interest codes can be set up to sync with ActiveCampaign, for example, so you can designate which mailing list that this individual should be added to. It's a great way to automate these processes for you, so all you have to do is kind of set it and forget it. Our next lovely tab here is Activities. This is where we can review every single activity that has happened underneath this client or prospect. Now you'll notice that Barbara and David and Peter, all of these folks have all worked on this particular client. So anybody can log activities to a client or prospect, and it's great to see what else has happened underneath this resource. So it's really easy for somebody to take over in the place of another if they're sick, for example. You'll notice here that we have the date of when this has occurred, as well as the contact, the activity, as well as the activity type. So in this case, there was a new project to be discussed, and the activity was rumor of new business. Now, once one of these activities has been completed, all you have to do is mark it as done, and you can also go ahead and add it to an external calendar as a reminder task if you would like to. So this is a nice way to sync up with your external calendar. In order to create a new activity, simply click Create New Activity and input the correct information. I can also upload any sort of pertinent emails and documents here. So if there's something such as an RFP or brand standards that you would like to keep with your client or prospect, really easy to do so within the documents and emails. Now, of course, the most important information here is underneath our pipeline. Let's go to one that has some pipeline information here. So in this section, it's going to show you all of the pipelines that have been put in for your particular client or prospect. So you'll notice here we can give our pipeline a name, as well as the contact person and probability. So probability can be set manually. You can designate how sure you are that this is going to come through. And it can also be tied to the status. So you can, once you change the status, it can automatically change the probability if you set it that way within your system. Here we can designate how much money this total pipeline is going to make the company. And designating within our expected revenue will be taken from the probability. So again, depending on how sure you are that this money is going to come in, it's going to tally up my expected. I can also get my nice monthly values here because my pipeline is happening over the course of many months. Because this job is tied, because this pipeline is tied to a job and there's a quotation on it, this is putting it in stage quotation. There are a few different stages to our pipelines, such as cold, lost, opportunity, lead, quotation, and in process. So depending on those, all of your pipelines will be designated and shown within our 12-month summary forecast. So it's here that you're going to get really great data, both in linear form as well as your monthly values below here. So depending on the pipelines that you and your colleagues are putting into the system, all of that will be reflected here. And of course, we can use our forecast filter on the right-hand side to drill down. So if there's a particular start point we would like to look at for this 12-month, as well as a particular dimension or even company, all of this can be chosen in the beginning. So this is really great for sales meetings, making sure everyone is on the same page. Now we can look at all of the pipelines for everyone, including yourself, underneath pipelines here. So this is taking into account everything in the system. Quickly showing off everything at once. What I've done here is I've grouped by individual, so who is responsible for each of these pipelines. So you'll see all of the pipelines if they're tied to a client or a prospect. And we can again use the filter on the right-hand side to drill things down. So in this case, we're looking at only Barbara and Peter's pipelines. But there are a variety of ways to parse this down and see exactly what you would like to. Looking at any of these pipelines, I just have to open up the pipeline card on the right-hand side in order to edit and view all of that information. Now, once I want to, let's say, create a price quote to my customer or prospect for this pipeline, or perhaps start logging some hours to it to keep track of that, I need to go ahead and make this pipeline into a job. And we'll do that using our Convert Pipeline to Job functionality, simply by clicking Convert Pipeline to Job. This will automatically set our pipeline from opportunity stage into quotation stage, and again, that will be displayed within our 12-month summary forecast. And finally, all of the activities within your entire CRM can be found underneath All Activities. You can once again use our filter here to see if there's particular folks that you would like to focus upon here. So Sales Manager, this is a great resource for them to make sure that all of their sales team are up and keeping track of all of their activities. So this is a nice little high level to the CRM within version 9 of Workbook. If you have any questions, you can always send a mail to support@workbook.net.